How are we there, guys? And welcome to another episode of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host, Josh, as always, joined by Benno and our special guest these days, Robbie. How are you, boys?
Good, thanks. Yourself?
Very good, mate.
Well.
Doing well. Nice and placid.
Fucking
Yeah, it's Gornsky's now, mate. Friggin' it started.
Yeah, get another colour. Tell him to make it in another colour.
He needs to make another colour, absolutely. So interesting podcast tonight. Plenty to talk about. Not 100% what we'd planned to talk about, unfortunately, but we'll get into that as well before we get too far into the show. Before that, we do just want to quickly thank our sponsors for the night. So yeah, be sure up there behind Dale. Yeah, didn't think of that one through, Benny. Well done, mate.
I did the minute you mentioned the word sponsor.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Be sure to go check out. Shut up. Be sure to go check out Gabriel Marp, optometrist at Jesmond for all your eye care needs. Big shout out to those guys. They do a great job for us up there. And the other one is our new sponsor, the Coffee Cafe, down there in town. You right there, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just laughing.
Just laughing at it? Yeah, good.
We're laughing with you, not at you.
Thanks,
Yeah, a little bit.
The absolute scuff. One day we'll actually do a proper stream where nothing goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Mate, when
today's not that day.
Today's not that day.
When someone starts paying me for it and shit like that, or I can quit my day job.
Noopies on it. iCar.
You guys
Hold on, dude.
Why do I fucking do this to
Hold
myself
on,
every week? Why do I do it? Be sure to go check out those guys. Muchly appreciated. We do thank them for everything they do for us. As I mentioned, Gabriel Marp, optometrist at Jesmond, and the Coffee Cafe at top of town for a good feed. Anyway, we were due to have Terrace Nova Castro join us tonight. Unfortunately, they've had to pull out and reschedule. So we'll have that on at some point. We've left it in their court at the moment to just touch base with us when they're ready, and hopefully we'll bring you guys a bit of information in regards to the season that was in that and in the supporter group, and what hopefully we can expect next year to be bigger, better, and hopefully fill the bay as much as we possibly can, because there needs to be a lot of work done in the background, and hopefully it is, because the players look for that. There's no question about it. They look for the supporter groups and stuff like that to get them home in those tight games, as I'm sure Robbie and our other special guest up the top there, Dale from the Yellow Fever, can testify. It is, it's a must-have. Teams need that support. The fans in general around the stadium, yes, but that core, group in the bottom corner behind the goals, 20 rows up in the air, if you're in Melbourne, wherever it may be, they're looking for them. So, we need to fix it, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll get them on and they can give us some good news. Anyway, other than that, Dale, welcome, mate, on short notice, buddy. We do appreciate you giving up your time, especially considering it is 2 hours in front of us. So thank you very much for that, mate.
No worries. It's a bit sad to be second choice behind Newey's active zone. So,
well, mate, look. At the end of the day, I suppose you take it. You take it. You rocked up, mate. You rocked up. You're here. You're here. Short notice, couple of hours notice.
At least you're from an active that exists.
Hey, one that's actually friggin'. I seen something the other day actually. Friggin', when I was looking randomly, and friggin' it was like active supports that are currently active. You know what I mean? Like like ticks and crosses, and the Knicks made the tick. So unfortunately, the Jets didn't. We had a cross next to our name. Adelaide were obviously the top of the pile. They were the first team at the top of that list. So
no, it's only because they start with A.
I was about to say, Robbie, don't get too excited. It's just because she's the first came off the rank of the
It's in alphabetical order.
I'll look at it this way: we're gonna come top some table this year.
I mean, you always start the season on top of the ladder.
We're a bit like Arsenal. I reckon the next pickup line should be call me Arsenal, because I start on top and finish second.
Welcome, Brock. Welcome, guys. Feel free get any questions you've got for us. Anything throughout the week in football that you've seen as well. Bring it into us if we miss it. We'd love to. We're happy to talk about anything you like in here. Very much an open platform. And before we do round off the show tonight, we do have a little bit of information in regards to Jets ownership. Again, guys, it is nothing extravagant. It's nothing that we're going to sit here and say we've got new owners, we know 100% who they are, or anything like that. For me, it is a bit of information which is more than we've heard in the last, let's say, 12 months at least. And it's a glimmer of hope that there is something still fucking there. And for me,
somewhat credible.
From a credible source. So, we'll touch on that before we wrap up. At the end of the day, we're not going to sort of let that loose now and then everyone piss off. So we hope you guys can stick around for the hour. That's pretty much what we're looking at. But yeah, anyway, we may as well get into it anyway. Adelaide, let's get into it, Robbie. I know you've dreaded this moment for the last couple of days. Adelaide, let's be honest, everyone thought it was a sure victory. There's no question about it. We thought surely you'd do the coast in. Happy days. Seal a home final. Get the week off. What happened, mate? Where did it go wrong?
Well, best way I can describe it, Central Coast Mariners figured out something that we've been lacking all season, and that's we don't know how to fucking defend. To be completely frank with you, our defense has been quite poor all season. You get a long ball past our centre backs, and we're absolutely toast. I think this whole premise of just score more than they can only works so far, because if you've got a squad that can actually defend,
yep, you're
going to find yourself 4-0 down, and like we did on Friday night. So we just had our pants pulled down. Someone posted something the other day. It's like, tell us the best part of your season, worst part of your season, who's the biggest choke, and, what's something that needs to improve.
Yep. Unfortunately,
I said he's not a complete letdown, but Ben Halloran has not performed this season.
He has not.
If anything, he's probably been our Achilles heel, because you need that right winger. You've got Craig Goodwin absolutely smashing it on the left wing. And you watch that header he went in for, I think it was around the 25th minute mark on Friday night. And it was just absolutely scuffed. Like, he was just in the wrong position. As soon as he's gone up for the header, you just knew it was going skyward. So, full credit to the scum. They brought the A game on that night. And I will say this, though. Yeah, they went in hard. They went in filthy. They played finals football. And if we're not willing to do that, we're going to get our pants pulled down, and we're just going to be there to make up numbers. Now, that's scary to think, considering we were, second place, almost looking at securing that second place for the end of the season. But, I'm just hoping this week something happens, the guys get their heads pulled in, and we smash it away. As I said, though, it is something that we've been noticing all season. As soon as our defence goes down, we're praying that we score that next goal so we can get there. I mean, Blackwood almost scored that goal to make it 2-1, and Henry Day was correct with the offside call. He was definitely off, and yeah. So now we go away, licking our wounds, and going up against the Phoenix on Friday.
Yeah. Look, it's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, it's I don't know. I still just can't believe. I can't believe that it was the scoreline that threw me. It wasn't so much the performance. I don't think Adelaide played overly poorly. Again, you can't get much simpler than conceding the goals you did and blaming it on the defence. It's pretty clear cut, I guess, isn't it? But yeah. The Coast have been dangerous all season. They're definitely, I don't know. For me, they remind me, they're very much Brisbane Roar for me, but they've been winning their games. I think Brisbane Roar are that team where I feel they probably should have been thereabouts. You know what I mean? Maybe not first or second, but, in that sort of top four, I feel. But they just I don't know, they were just lacking the finish at the end of the day. Unfortunately for us as Jets fans, and now Robbie's been on that friggin' end of the foot as well. They've played some good football, especially leading into the final series. So,
Not only do they tempt us and draw us out with, mathematically we can still make finals football. We couldn't even get hashtag forever fucking 7th this year. They even jagged that chain on that. What did I say? I think we're in like 10th or something.
Yeah, something like that. I think we're stuck with Melbourne victory in the Australian Cup playoff final, which to be perfectly honest, we're playing at home, I believe. But honestly, I don't even feel we deserve that, and I don't really want to be playing in the Australian Cup. I think I said this to a mate the other day, and I was like, honestly, the boys need to go away now and take a month off, have a good hard look at themselves, regroup. First and foremostly determine whether they want to be a part of the club, because it's more than a rebuild. We've had players in the past obviously not wanting to be part of a rebuild, and things like that, and have just sort of jumped ship because fuck this, too hard. We need those players. We need those players who are committed and are willing to hopefully get us back to where we need to be and where we should be.
Badge.
Not even so much playing for the badge. It's just, guys that are just there to play football. They're not there to get caught up in anything other than friggin' wanting to be the best player they can be. And, I want to play 90 minutes every week. So therefore, I'm going to do everything I possibly can on the training pitch. But other than that, I don't want any bar of it. The drama that may happen in the club rooms, the friggin' coaching, the backroom staff, or whatever, I don't want to be a part of it. I just want to rock up, train my ass off, play, deliver what I can for the team, whether that be in defence, up front, in goals, whatever. But honestly, the guys need a short turnaround. 4 weeks maximum. 4 weeks and then back on the training pitch. They need to be training, come what? June, as far as I'm concerned. Start of June, they need to be back and, getting into it. Anyway, we move on from the Jets. We'll touch on that later in the show. Dale, mate, finals football for the Knicks. It's been a rough couple of years for you boys over there. COVID and everything else, playing the whole team playing away from home for so long. Coaching scenarios. Obviously we've found out now that he's going to fuck off at the end of the year. So I had to do it. Sorry, Robbie. Robbie's lost his shit. So what's going on there, mate? How do you guys feel the season's been for you?
I think probably a season of lost opportunity. I think for most part, I was just having a look before, up until round 20, we were 3 points off second, and then it's kind of just fell a bit in the last sort of 6 weeks, and we've only won one in the last 6 games, and kind of really the only reason why we snuck into the 6th because there was no other decent team below us to catch us. So I know Robbie's a bit nervous about Friday night, but our record in Adelaide is beyond terrible. I think four wins ever at Cooper's Stadium, and we've had one since 2014. So the history books say this will be a pretty comfortable win for Adelaide. And to be fair, I'm pretty. I don't have much hope. The only glimmer of hope I have is that Friday night performance from you guys. It's just giving me the little slice of hope that it'll get crushed in about the 7th minute when we concede from, I don't know, some poor defensive display or something. But it's I think just having a whole season at home, I think there were quite high hopes that we did pretty well during those COVID years. I think this is our third finals appearance in 4 years under Uvert Tale, and I think perhaps thought we might be able to build on that, but it kind of seems like it's kind of taken a little bit of a backward step towards the later half of the season.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Look, to be honest, you guys have been playing some great football. It's not. It's the best way to probably put it. Without
it's very underdoggy.
Yeah, and it's safe. Safe football, I think, is probably for me and that sums up to me 100%. safe football. He's just so calm, and he doesn't try to take 4 or 5 steps above his means. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't go, "Oh, we're playing some good football. Now let's take a risk." He doesn't. That's not his style. You know what I mean? He just sort of sits back and fuck. It's working. We're rolling. We're doing the right things. I'm not going to change it. So yeah, how do you feel you're going to go next year, mate, without him? What do you think you're going to expect with the new coach coming in as well?
Yeah, it's a big mystery, really. I think I think this fans are kind of fallen into two camps of Giancarlo Italiano's basically had no low head coaching experience at A-League or state level. So I think that's kind of gone to people going, well, what the hell are we employing this guy for?
Yep.
And I think another camp of people who understand that he's been quite heavily involved with the recruitment side of the club in the last 4 years, and for the most part that's worked out very well, particularly on our imports. So yeah, I think you kind of looked at someone like Nick Montgomery, who stepped up from assistant role to Central Coast and has done really well. And then you can think of other assistant coaches who've stepped up and have done really terribly. So I think for the playing group, that gives them some consistency in terms of a player having a coach that they know. So there's no not going to go unknown into that situation. I think having a coach sorted before the end of the season is also quite helpful. You can lots of clubs could easily have done the quote worldwide search and then come back and pick your assistant coach 6 weeks later on and lost 6 weeks of recruitment. So I think it's probably a safe option. I can kind of see the blueprint has worked previously at different clubs, so I can see why they went down that route. And I think for most part, international coaches haven't worked out very well at A-League level. So in that sense, so your pool's pretty small from a starting point of view anyway. So yeah, a bit of a mystery, but we'll see. I think about half the squad signed up for next season, so that's a fairly good starting point as well.
Yeah, I actually sat there this afternoon and had a bit of a listen to, I think it was the Knicks FM, I think it was, where Italiano was on there. So I haven't got the link or anything like that, but I'm sure I'll get it on Facebook and whack it up there. It was a great conversation. He sounded confident. You know what I mean? You sort of get some of those blokes in and they just sort of, I think Pappas is very much like that personally, myself, just very, he doesn't know.
Wishy-washy.
Yeah, he just sort of, fuck, how do I want to say something, but then I don't know how. He knows he's going to get into trouble and shit like that, and you can just tell in his in his interviews, and it just makes him off as just dog shit, in my opinion. But Italiano sounded very confident with what he wanted, very confident with the playing group that he's going to have. So yeah, at the end of the day, as you said, at least half of the boys there have signed on, and you've got a good half still there. Sale, I think, will be a big loss for you guys.
Yeah.
Massive loss off the perf from memory, off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So he'll be a big loss. I think he's definitely one of the top keepers at the moment in the league, and definitely a star of the future for New Zealand in the international level. But he'll be a big loss. Sounds a bit cocky, I suppose, but even Lucas, even Moragas, I think will be a big loss. You know what I mean? I think I don't know how he's going to sort of fill that void. I don't know who he's looking at signing, or if they've already sort of got someone in to replace him. But yeah, he's looked great this season. As a Jets fan, it was good to see him play majority of every week, bar injuries and so forth, and up and down all the time, and getting in and amongst the sort of the goals and stuff like that. So for me, I think he'll be a big loss for you as well. But at the end of the day, that's next year's problem, mate. The only thing you're concentrating on now is it's Friday night, isn't it? So Friday night against Adelaide under lights there at Cooper's Stadium. The only people that are going to be worrying and shitting themselves are the Adelaide faithful, because let's be honest, the Wellington fans probably didn't expect to be sort of where they were. probably the last couple of weeks. They probably did, but-
in saying that, I've been speaking to Daniel P. From Welly. Apparently, he knows you, Dale, and says you're a good bloke. He said that you were pretty much on the money. Record in Melbourne, Victoria is better than our record in Adelaide. We can't win anything. Can't win in Melbourne, Vic. That's saying something. And he goes, I might be on the hard liquor on Friday night. I'm not confident. I said, neither am I. We've been drinking together. So, like, it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be a battle of goals. I reckon there's going to be more goals than there are saves.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll see how we go.
Little
Matt,
stat for you. Stat for you quickly. Sorry, mate. Before you go, little stat. I know you were bagging the shit out of Holman. Give me a sec. I just freaking had it and I've lost it. Halloran.
Yeah.
His goal stats against Wellington are very good. So he's scored in. I did check it just before. I think it was the last 3. He scored against the Knicks. So
okay. Maybe this might be the opportunity for him to redeem himself. Be like the prodigal son returning.
Well, the last one it says here was a 1-1 draw against the Knicks, and he made it 1-1 in the 94th minute. Okay,
yeah.
Remember that game?
Saved is a point, 94th minute friggin' winner. It could be the winner. It could be the winner to get him through to the friggin', who knows. Sorry, mate, you were saying something about Shannon, I think.
No, Matt Taylor just touched on the point.
Welcome, Shannon, anyway.
I can let you know. So for those who haven't read it, Matt Taylor's just stated Danny Townsend's Festival of Football is going to be a flop because it looks like Bayern Munich isn't coming now to play the A-League All-Stars. There is, from what I've been made aware, news dropping tomorrow about that. Boy, oh boy, get ready, bring your popcorn, bring out your deck chair and watch Twitter because it is going to be the ultimate shitfest. And
Danny Townsend.
Danny Townsend's notifications are going to be absolutely glorious to watch.
You'll be sitting there on Twitter doing this on the block button all day.
Oh, no, because he hasn't been on there since 2022.
Oh, Jesus.
He used to be prolific on it. And now, since that announcement, you have a look at his tweeting history. He hasn't tweeted anything since December 2022.
Which was what? Destination New South Wales?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gone from Destination New South Wales to what our good friend would say, Destination Fucked.
All I will state is that if there's not a whole bunch of hashtag Townsend out tomorrow, I don't know when we'll get it.
There you go. Stay tuned. It's interesting.
Matt, in the words of my old man, Danny Townsend is about as useful as a broken prophylactic.
My old man actually mentioned it to me the other day after he started reading up about the news, and he goes, Jesus Christ, he goes to me, this Danny Townsend bloke, he goes, he must be a shit hot piece of work if he's out doing David Gallup.
Maybe that's what Gallup was saying back in the day. Be careful what you wish for.
Wish for, yeah. No, I agree.
I was going to say.
I agree.
That prick's having the last laugh, isn't he?
I didn't mind him.
Of course he is.
He was all right, as far as I'm concerned.
They kept himself quiet and didn't make any controversy.
Yeah, mate.
But they were too safe. That's the problem. They went too... This is the thing. You've gone too conservative with Football Federation Australia, and that's why everyone's jumping. We need privatisation. As soon as we go to privatisation, everyone's like, oh, hang on a second. We don't like our product being sold for profit. Well, what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Before we go any further, guys, everyone else who's jumped in, we've got plenty of people in here, up to over 20 people in here at the moment. If you have missed it, Terrace Nova Castro, yes, we're due to join us. Unfortunately, they've had to postpone at late notice. So we are joined by Dale from the Yellow Fever, Robbie as always, and we're talking, just talking A-League semi-finals, and we'll touch on the grand final that was, talking about Danny Townsend special shortly as well, and then obviously we'll wrap it up with a little bit of Jets news at the very end to wrap up the hour. So, I must have been under a rock because I didn't hear any of this whole Bayern Munich shit. I knew Newcastle or whoever was going to Perth. Like, I heard all that shit. But this whole...
My sources are pretty good, and the talk was Bayern Munich was coming to Sydney and having a game in Adelaide. So similar to like how they had last year. One game was in Sydney, one was in Melbourne. This year was supposed to be Sydney and Adelaide.
Makes sense then. Yeah, just thinking about it makes sense. No wonder Robbie was on the money. Robbie, obviously our good mate, our good pundit with Iracunda. So I must have just come in to swoop in, take him, and fuck off back to Germany, Robbie. Is that
well, no,
possibly?
Okay, so we've talked about this off stream. The situation with Iracunda is he can't go over there until he's 18. So that's not until late next year. So if they're going to grab him, take him. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to wait for another 12 months. So you're still going to have 12 months of having to deal with Iracunda on the wing.
Does it mean that he can't go to Europe? Is that it?
No. Okay, so he can go to Europe once he's 18.
Yeah, he can sign a contract now.
Yeah. But I'm talking about is if he goes to Asia.
Yep.
If he goes outside of Europe.
No, because you're basically talking about an underage person going to work in a foreign country. All right, so it's fairly similar with any other industry. You can't basically make a kid go into overseas,
right,
and work for an international conglomerate. So there's a whole bunch of different.
I need to look into it. I'm just
behind it.
Oh yeah. I'm just curious because obviously you see 14, 15-year-old kids get their chance and have gone through the Western Sydney academies and stuff like. I'm just using that loosely because I know a bloke through the Western Sydney Academy that went overseas well before he was 18. Didn't play first team football obviously, but he was well and truly through their academies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't know the full.
That's a different story though. You're talking about an academy player. All right, so if you go over, there's plenty of kids that will go over and do academies, or do trials with a different foreign country team. That's no problems. But when you're talking about signing a contract and signing as a player and actually being a part of the team, that's where the law starts kicking in real hard.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I don't know. It's got to be at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned. Clubs like that. They'll find a way around. There's loopholes for everything. I mean, if they really, really want him,
need him, yeah.
I mean,
I'd be saying
to
any club that wants Iracunda, give him another 12 to maybe 24 months with Carl. I'm not sure if you guys noticed this on Friday night, but you got to see the Nesta that I've been seeing in the NPL.
Yeah, he's a hot head.
He's still young. He's 17. He's a hothead. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Great player. Beautiful natural talent.
Yeah.
But an absolute hothead. And when things don't start going his way, that's when you're dealing with no longer a marquee. You're dealing with a liability.
Yeah. No,
so that's all I'll say.
Fair enough. Anyway, mate, what we might do is we might let Dale go. We know it's late over there and so forth. We don't want to sort of hold you up any longer, mate. But honestly, mate, we do thank you for coming on, giving up a bit of your time for us. We wish you the best of luck. I know Robbie says that loosely, but we wish you the best of luck for for Friday night, mate. Everyone loves an underdog. Let's be honest, Robbie loves an underdog. So as long as
got a soft spot for the Knicks. Always have.
Yeah, that's it. Only till the season's over. Or they take another kid that I like. So anyway, mate, we do wish you the best for the remainder of the season. Good luck next year. Obviously, the new the new season starts, new coach and half a squad, and interesting times ahead for the Knicks. So cheers again, mate.
Oh, no worries. All right, have a good evening.
We'll speak soon, mate. We'll get you back on again for sure. Maybe on the grand final special.
Yes.
Very unlikely. Very unlikely.
We'll kick Robbie off the show for that one because Adelaide won't be in it. We'll still be salty. See you, mate. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Now you balls it up, buddy.
Oh, far out. Yeah, I've got to keep it.
You balls it up.
Oh, you twat. Anyway. Oh, shut up. Just keep talking while I'm fucking
Hang
doing
on.
this. Fuck me, you dumb bastards.
Hang on.
Shut up.
Hello in there. Hello,
Yeah, right.
hello.
Keep going. Keep talking. Fucking hell. Don't stop. You guys
Don't
sort your
stop,
shit out.
Don't stop. We're here. We're
Right,
just in the hole.
Talk some women football. Friggin' grand final that was. Friggin' 3-0. Congratulations to 4-0.
You mean the nine? Yeah. I was about to say you mean the 9,500 people where 9,000 of the tickets were given away and not sold.
And
Yep.
99.99% of them were Sydney FC fans, and they were the away team.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Which got to play in their home stadium, even though they say that it wouldn't make it advantageous.
There
But
was no impact whatsoever.
Of course not.
And then
Of
they were talking
course
about
not.
how it's the greatest sporting history when they become the double or the treble. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Look. You know what? I'll say this. I want to preference this straight away. I hold nothing against the players of Sydney FC. They are playing for their club. They are playing as professional footballers. Congratulations to them. They've earned it. Okay, you gave a real hell of a look. That first half was a great game. Absolutely fantastic. There was some hard football, and you know what? The referee team did an exceptional job keeping that game from boiling over. I think overall.
Oh, there was some crunching tackles.
Oh yeah, there's some crunching tackles, but let's put it this way: some of those crunching tackles were fantastic tackles.
Oh yeah.
You know, there was a couple there where, rightfully so, they were pulled up, and it's unsportsmanlike behaviour, no problems. But some of the tackles were just like, yeah, that's exactly what we want to see.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but credit where credit's due. Western United, it's a whole bunch of girls that have never really played together in a professional environment.
Yep.
It's their first season under a brand new coach to the system. They made the grand final. Let's. That's their win. That's their win. That means more to them than fucking winning the grand final. The grand final would have been the cherry on the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
They've already got the cake, done the icing, and fucking eaten it too.
Yep.
So, massive shouts.
Oh, look, Western United, I've enjoyed watching them play all year. Even when they were coming over here for the games at the Service FM. Their play is just the next level. And the scary part is the majority of it come from the NPL.
Yeah.
You know, you had a couple of foreigners, and the foreign players are exceptional. Like that, if you want to look at a club that's just been developed, that was the pinnacle of what you would be achieving.
Yeah.
You know, say for instance when the Canberra men team come out, or the new Tasmanian team. I'm praying that we get one down there now.
And now,
you know, it's just phenomenal. It's really, really top effort to them. But what frustrates me, and this is why I will consider this grand final with an asterisk, is what would have been if the Destination New South Wales deal had not come through. Now, this whole record, this is the other thing as well. The record-breaking 9,000 and something fans, that's the biggest load of horse shit I've heard in my life. Now, I'm going to preference this right now. I love women's football. All right, I'm volunteering for the Women's World Cup. I referee women's football every week. All right, if not every week, every second week. I love it. I love the game. But trying to preference that you've got a record-breaking crowd when you've gave away 90% of your tickets, I'm sorry, that's false expectations. And it's almost false advertising.
Yeah, it's pumping your numbers.
All right. Do you know what? Do you know what has sold shit tons of tickets right now? The Women's World Cup. All right. Last count, I think they said over 200 or 600,000 tickets had already been sold. That's something to be proud of. Not the fact
and they still don't give a fuck about it.
No.
Yeah. No.
Whereas you look at something like the grand final on Sunday.
Yeah.
That should be our pinnacle. You know, sporting event for the women's game in Australia.
Yeah.
and we're having to give away tickets, and it's in a state that isn't the number one team's home advantage. So as I said, I'm.
Oh no, there was a lot to go wrong about it. Even the timing, the day, Sunday 4:00. Mate.
Yes, it's a fucking shit time. Prime time it.
The amount of tweets that I noticed where women were going, "Hey, I can't watch my own game's grand final because I'm currently playing." Now, mind you, I just finished a community women's game.
Yeah.
Div 2 women's game in Adelaide, and I'm basically driving back, listening to, I think, from the 15th minute on of the coverage. So tell me, how is that a pinnacle sporting event?
Yeah.
When you've got it on at 4:00 on a Sunday afternoon.
I'll tell you what they've got that the men don't have. A half decent fucking trophy to win at the end of the season.
I do not want you ever dissing the toilet bowl ever again.
Their trophy shits on the toilet seat.
Yeah.
That's why you have the toilet seat, mate.
Mate, I tell you what, their trophy, mate, full reverse kangas through that toilet seat.
Do you know what it is? It's to catch all of Danny Townsend's bullshit.
Mate, there ain't enough fucking toilet seats in the world for that.
Yeah.
Mary, I'll grab a Jack and Coke as well, please.
Yeah.
No, I'll stick to the fruit tingles, thanks.
If
Fucking all over them.
Everyone else, feel free to put anything you want in the chat, guys. Any questions, any topics you want us to quickly touch on before we do finish up tonight. If you haven't liked the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, or friggin' followed us on Twitch, feel free to go do that as well. It would be muchly appreciated. I think we've got over 320 followers or something on Facebook, or likes or something like that, which is a great effort for us. So be sure to do that. It'd be muchly appreciated, and you'll get notified, obviously, when we go live. So that's the other advantage of that. Yeah. Big shout out to Sydney FC though. Like the biggest thing, they've been a pinnacle side in the women's division for years. 4 grand finals and plenty of runner up.
Can't get over the top of City.
Couldn't get over them at the time. So to finally get one, happy days. Big shout out to Fenton as well. Absolute legend. She's just a friggin' superstar, to be honest. And obviously Nova Casher in specialties. So big shout out to her. Yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for the women's structure and side of things now till the Women's World Cup in a couple of months. So plenty of preparation, and this is I suppose the biggest thing now, isn't it? You know what I mean? What happens to the women? Any chances of the local girls trying to get a shot to get into that squad, that final squad for the World Cup, is going to be hard.
Is there any?
I can tell you exactly what happens to them now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're all fucking jobless for a start.
Yep.
Until the next 9-month contract rolls around.
Yeah. Oh, some of them might have a couple of weeks left.
Wouldn't they still be signed up to an NPL club?
No.
Separate.
No, that's separate contracts.
No, they got to friggin' now. Once. So as of the end of the grand final, so as of whatever it was, 30th. So even so, like Cass Davis, obviously we're looking at getting Cass on at some point.
As of today.
Yeah.
The 1st.
Yeah, so she said she could not do anything until the 1st because she's still contracted. As of the 1st, they're free agents.
They do whatever they want.
They can speak to anybody, whether that be A-League level, if the A-League clubs sort of want to jump on the trigger ASAP. Or they have to just wait until the start of the season. Most of them only get like 6 weeks. 6 weeks before the season starts, they finally find out if they're friggin' playing or not. So in that time, they've got to work out travel arrangements, moving if they played in if they live in Melbourne and played for City, and then Adelaide want them or whatever it is, they've got to work all that shit out all within 6 weeks on top of their job and. Christ, it's why 90% of the best players in the league stay
go
at the
overseas
same,
or quit,
or the ones who don't and who are working professionally full time don't leave their state. You know, they could probably we'll offer you more money at Adelaide or whatever it is if you come to Adelaide or whatever from Melbourne City, and they'd probably jump.
I can't leave my job,
but
no, it's probably like an extra $50 a week.
That's I can't. Yeah, I can't risk me career because if it goes to shit. Whatever.
So one of the guys I work with, he was chatting to me today. Apparently, He's got a friend over from England who's playing professionally over there. And he turned around and said, "You wouldn't believe it, mate. They're earning $100 less a week than what we are as a professional athlete."
Yeah.
So it's all around.
Yeah. Welcome, Julian. Talking about the Kafey Cafe earlier. Julian, the owner, is in the chat, so big shout out to Julian and the guys, as I said, at the Kafey Cafe. He has mentioned as well 5 a.m. Thursday morning. It is the home of the Newcastle Reds. Not Adelaide. Robbie, just sit down, relax. Liverpool.
That's all right. I don't want to pull a hamstring like Klopp.
Hey, passion. It's passion. He doesn't do
it's
that.
Being a
everyone.
wanker. That's what it is.
Oh.
Celebrating so hard, you pull a hammy.
You got to take those friggin' wins when you can get them.
It takes a lot to abuse referees as much as he does.
Mate, friggin' Pappas has probably got the best friggin' hammies in the friggin' league this year. Friggin' not much excitement on his shoulders. other than O'Neill's friggin' winner the other week. Probably the most.
Yeah, you're gonna wait 30 days, Luke, but you can still sign a contract.
Yes. What was I going to say? So yeah, be sure 5 o'clock Thursday morning, Liverpool versus Fulham, live at the Kafey Cafe at the top of town. Be sure, go in, see him, get a coffee, grab some food. Probably
get a bucket hat.
Get a bucket. Julian, we'll just mention as well. Need to different colour, mate.
Get a black one.
They're sort of fading a bit. Black one with a bit of white writing, or red one. A red
the
one.
Green ones don't. The green ones don't go well with the green screen.
Can we get a red one? Liverpool theme, mate. I'd wear that every friggin' time I'm in there. So anyway, we'll move on. We'll slowly move on. Cheers again, Julian, for everything you're doing for the podcast, and that we muchly appreciate it. Got a little bit of time to wrap up. Is there anything else that we may have missed?
Yes.
Yes. Before I go I'm going to do that at the end. I'm going to do that at the end. If that's what you're talking about, Sydney Friday night. That is the final thought. Extra time. That's
our extra time segment.
That's that we've got to sort out. That's very.
No, no, Lucas. Me asleep like this on it would sell it.
Red will do. That's it. Red. So there you go. Boom. Get into it. I'll take a couple of them. The boys will have them.
Heck, even I'd wear one in Adelaide.
Mate, Robbie would wear
one. I've got a couple of Liverpool supporters.
Yeah, Robbie would friggin' wear one of matches in. Happy days. Red Wig Dave.
I'll have a white one.
Bucket at.
Red Wig Dave.
Red
Wig Steve.
Steve. Why do I have Dave in me fucking?
Steve.
He might take it as a compliment. Dave. What was I going to say? Anyway, before we go any further, friggin' fuck, can't even remember what I was going to say. What the fuck was I going to fucking say? Oh,
Roy O'Donovan in training.
Roy O'Donovan in training. What about him?
No, there was a female version in the friggin' grand final. Or did you miss that one?
No, I didn't watch it. It's whole mate. 4 o'clock. I was.
There was one in the women's grand final, man.
Mate.
It was a Roy O'Donovan eat your heart out moment.
Yeah.
Mary said ownership.
Yeah, mate. We'll touch on that.
Yeah,
very
we
shortly.
know.
We'll touch on that.
Hannah Brewer retired.
5 minutes. Yes.
Another one.
She was there. Yeah, touch that on top of the show.
Oh God.
Tara
Another
Andrews,
one bites the dust.
Hannah Brewer.
All the good ones.
Yeah, some really good ones. Yeah, so look, it's been interesting. Friggin' world football at the moment is going nuts. See, AC Milan got up, which means now Napoli have stranglehold on the title.
Yep.
Which was
Napoli.
Which was very interesting because Napoli were sweating bullets for a while there. Because AC
Milan.
Funny bit
is that this is on Twitter as well. So we've got a fairly big following over in Adelaide for Napoli. And our boys go to the Italian club and watch it there. So when we scored this morning, everyone's going nuts. They're hugging each other. They're basically hugging the scream of the players as they've run over to the fans. The power's cut out.
Oh, no.
Oh, I think I saw this.
The power's cut out.
On the laptop in the dark.
Yeah. So they basically are all covered, basically gathered around watching the rest of this game. And then due to the freaking equaliser, we've now got to wait until Friday to determine whether we've won it. But it was one of the funniest things you could ever see. Was that it's typical football. You have the heights here, and then all of a sudden you just drop down to there in the space of like 5 seconds.
And then you become very resourceful.
Huge. Like the funniest thing I saw was the Tottenham live stream this morning when they were watching the equaliser.
Yeah.
And, they're just going nuts about, only Tottenham could do this. Only Tottenham could steal the point. Yada, yada, yada. And then, oh, fuck me, they've scored.
Only Tottenham can get slapped about 6-1.
Love it.
Let's be honest, as a Reds fan, from a bloke who freaking probably should have been red carded freaking half an hour earlier.
Massive. I saw the footage of that and I was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
How do you get away with that?
It was pretty rough.
That's a kiss on the dick.
But it was funny though because it happened yesterday in the women's game in the grand final as well. Freaking West, same sort of structure and shit like. And Benny and that from Western United were losing their trolley. They
were fucking flipping it.
They were losing shit. He was, he'd thrown everything out of the freaking prem pretty early.
He's channeled his inner Bernie Abini.
It's rigged. It's freaking bullshit. This is shit. La la la. But I'm sure if
I made that joke last night.
I'm sure if they were 4-0 up, it probably wouldn't have mattered.
I made that joke last night. Princess Abini's more successful in this country than what her fucking brother is.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, there's another one.
How does it feel to be in the shadow of your sister?
Yeah, there's another one there, mate. Aussies abroad, mate. Ange Postecoglou, friggin' looking at the treble. Domestic
Josh,
treble.
did you see the TikTok I sent you about that?
Yeah. Good.
The howling in the stands about the fucking they don't give a fuck about the coronation.
Yeah.
That does not surprise me.
No.
Oh, it was fucking gold.
That was funny. But yeah, friggin' Ange Postecoglou, he's doing things too good. You know what I mean? Like he's getting all these contracts and shit like that. There's been talk of obviously Tottenham and Chelsea and la-di-da.
Surely he's about to be headhunted.
Look, honestly, I'm hoping to God I'd love to see him in a Premier League side that was close to relegation this season. Just to really prove, you know what I mean? Like
cut his teeth in the Championship.
Yeah, or not even the Championship. Like stay in the Prem, like one that was virtually, that just survives the drop. Who needs a bit of help? I think he'd be fantastic at that. Chelsea, Celtic aren't like that, obviously, in the Scottish League. But you put Celtic in the Premier League, they would be. They wouldn't be that giant killer. They would be that mediocre.
That's the thing. If you look at the moment, don't get me wrong, he's a great coach. I've always rated him. Even Socceroos coach, I rated him as well. What'd be interesting is to see what his next step is. Does he go for another big club who's already got the pedigree there, who's already got, a reasonably good lineup and just needs that finishing touch? Yeah. Or is he going to go, you know what, fuck this, I really want a challenge. I'm going to go somewhere mid-table and see if I can rework and redevelop the club.
Yep.
Give me 2 to 3 years to see if I can get us in the top 4.
Fuck me, I'd have him at Blues.
I'd have him at Chelsea.
Yeah, if I'm sure.
Yeah. I'd have him at Birmingham, fucking hands down.
Yep.
Mate, figure if Klopp was to leave, I'd have him at Liverpool. But
can we touch on the Adelaide boy as well?
Yes.
Arwama Bill this morning.
Double
penalties to basically get a 3-1 win over I think it's FC Slavan.
Slavan is on.
They're trailing 1-0. He's come in and he's gone, yeah, don't worry, boys, I got this.
Yeah.
And he does what Arwama Bill does.
Arwama Bill does what Arwama Bill does. As we always say, G-O. Go, my Bill. Full credit to the boy. He's full credit to my Bill. He's one of my favourites. Absolutely, Adelaide legend. So good on him.
He's so overlooked for the Socceroos.
Yeah. Again, as I said, up until recently, it's been a very hard look in for the Socceroos as a South Australian.
Yeah. And
given what's happened lately, we had 7 in the last squad, so it's only looking up now.
Yeah. Big shout out to Degenak as well, mate. Speedy recovery there over in the MLS. Suffered a pretty terrific injury over there, which will put him out for a bit. So,
That's what happens when he plays with people that don't know how to play football.
Yeah, well, that's probably half the problem. Yeah.
Yank tanks.
So
Yeah,
anyway, guys,
it.
we're going to friggin' slowly wrap it up. We do thank everyone. We do thank everyone for jumping on tonight. Again, if you have not subscribed to the channel and so forth, we do appreciate you guys doing that. It is muchly appreciated. So before we get into the little bit of news, and guys, I hope, again, I just want to state as well, I did state this at the start, this is not massive news. As in, this is not new owners. We don't know who they are or anything like that. The source is very good. So, I would...
Source is credible.
Yeah, definitely credible there. And then I found then it sort of made sense on the F3 Derby on Derby Day as well. So
yeah, it put a lot into perspective.
So again, guys, it's good news. It's news that we've had that we haven't had in fucking forever. So.
It's more clarity.
It's more clarity, just just to shine a bit of light on it and friggin' so forth. Before we announce that, though,
fuck off, Luke. No,
what?
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me Dane Ingham's in fucking talks to extend his contract. Don't tell me that.
Oh, fuck. Jason Hoffman has received a contract.
Yeah, I think he signed a 1-year extension recently.
Yeah, I don't know about that. No, I don't know if he signed, but I know Luke is correct there. He has had the contract waived under his nose. So
yes, yeah, I already knew he had, and I knew Timmins and Steins had.
Yeah. So anyway, before we say anything about the little bit of news that we know about, I just want to drill this fucking home because it's happened so often in the last couple of months. Just in regards to football as a whole, with friggin' fighting and fucking just stupidity and shit like that. If you haven't seen anything on social media, you had to have been living under a rock because in the last couple of days since Friday, when it happened and it dropped, it's been everywhere. We don't condone anything of the such, and we hope that the gentleman who was behind it is charged heavily and friggin' faces a hefty friggin' time in jail at least because fucking absolute bullshit. But I'm sure I will pass it to Robbie because at the end of the day it's one of his own, and he I'm sure he's been fuming over it over the weekend and shit like that. But an official after a game in Sydney on Friday night was struck. We'll say he was punched several times by a spectator who has recently been stated that it was a suspended player. So he'd already been suspended previously to that match. No idea whether it was by the same official or anything like that, but he was suspended at the time. Since obviously it's all come to light and everything else, it has been stated that the referee has a broken jaw and fractured eye socket, I believe, along those lines as well. And at the end of the day, he's fucking been fucked up. All because a spectator couldn't fucking help himself and friggin' shit like that. At the end of the day, guys, these guys go out to friggin' try and make your job, or us as players, jobs easier, right? It may not seem like that sometimes. It may seem like they friggin' rub you the wrong way and shit like that, and I've definitely been part of that. But at the end of the day, if they're not there, and I can attest to this for Saturday afternoon when I played, because I played with friggin' 3 club officials, and it was a fucking dogfight, and it was a shit show, and it was just terrible, right? We need the officials, and we need more of them. There's nowhere near enough officials in northern New South Wales football, let alone friggin' around Australia. It's just bullshit, lads. Just fucking, there's no need for it. And grow up, wake up to yourselves, and if you think you can do a better job, or you think he's doing a shit one, feel free next time.
Take the whistle and do it yourself.
Instead of fucking bloody King hitting the fucker, maybe go and frigging ask and say, excuse me, mate, give me a go. You have a breather and I'll friggin' have a go. Because I'm telling you now, the bloke will friggin' bloody rip the friggin' referee's shirt off before you fucking finish the sentence. I'm telling you now. He'd be like, there you go. You think you're a fucking big Joe Blow? Off you go, mate. No worries. I'll sit down and have a beer. This will be fucking fun to watch. So, anyway, Ray, we'll quickly pass this over to you, mate. Quickly.
Let him off a leash.
And then we'll...
He's chewing. Let him off a leash.
Then we'll talk about this ownership shit, and then we'll finish the podcast. Anyway, mate.
So, we've had multiple instances over here in Football South Australia. We had one of our referees followed home last year from an NPL game. I'm telling you now, there is no need for this. It is a game. We need to remember that from time to time. And the issue is clubs need to start taking a bit more credibility and account for their fans and also the ground stewards that are meant to be there looking after the match. That's what they are there for. I can't tell you how many times I've had to turn around to a club and say, where are your ground stewards? Why haven't I seen them visibly? Where's the high-vis vests? Oh, we haven't got one. This is what happens when you don't have people prepared properly. We lose referees. If this guy never referees again, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to get back on the field after having my jaw broken for a game that I love, and it's probably got paid, say, maybe $70-$80 for the game. $70-$80 what to get your jaw broken by some twit who decided that he's had enough of a referee. Some people need to start growing up. I said this earlier on, I think either on this podcast or another. But since COVID, people seem to have completely lost all control and their sense of the social surroundings. We are running out of referees. We need more people to get behind us and start looking at actually becoming one of us. The amount of times I hear, though, as an ex-footballer, they should be able to know the rules. No. I had to tell a coach on Sunday that, no, it is legal for you to be able to play off the ground. And no, that is not a foul hand throw-in. The amount of times that you speak to other players, coaches, fans who don't know the law of the game, it's ridiculous. All right? So here's an idea. Next time you're about to go, oh my God, that referee is an absolute F-wit, here's an idea. Do the law of the game course. It's free. It's available on the Football Australia website. It's available on your local association website. Do it without reading the law of the game. And see how many of them you actually get correct first, and then come back. If you get 100%, then I'm surprised you're not a referee already. But at the end of the day, the violence stops here. Without us, there is no game. And it's not us being arrogant. That's not us being pig-headed. It's the truth of the fact. We're giving up our time. We are volunteers, most of us. Yes, we are compensated, but we are volunteers. And without us, there is no game and there is no opportunity to be able to build those relationships that you want on the pitch. So, enough's enough. And you know what? Not everyone's out there to cause violence. I accept that. But for people to just stand there and watch and video record it, I mean, that's the other thing. Why? It wasn't until he'd pretty much got 6 or 7 punches in until people started pulling him off of him properly. So that's the other thing. We've got to start looking more towards, as a club, what can you do to, one, prevent this sort of stuff from happening? And second of all, how do you respond to it? Now, I don't know whether the club pulling out of the competition, and that's been announced, they have pulled out of the competition for the rest of the season, is a good thing.
Yeah. Because
in some sense, way, shape or form, it sort of removes accountability.
Yeah.
So, look, as I said, the whole situation is astronomical. It's made its way around the world again. Sydney Morning Herald, or I think Daily Mail or something like that, has basically sent licking their lips. Channel 9 has basically got a 24/7 hard-on for this.
Football hooligans are at it again.
And mind you, there was 9 people stabbed at the local NRL game, and it was done by someone who was wielding a knife, and we believe that they were a football hooligan, but we can't determine whether it was or not.
Yeah.
So, again,
it's
match officials' safety is number one priority. If you don't
100%.
have the officials there, then
100%.
you don't have a game. And as Josh just said, I've watched games with club referees, and I can tell you, even with club ARs or assistant referees running a line for you, as a centre referee, like a qualified centre referee working with 2 club officials, you are working 3 times harder trying to cover because you are the only one making the foul recognition there. So when you got 3 club officials, poof, good luck.
Yeah, we got us right. We got done 5-0. In a game we should have freaking dominated and won easily. The ground was a shit show, and it always is. It's a dog shot pitch. But when you get told off one of the players on the field that, because we asked the question, obviously, surely you get a referee. You know, we don't expect 2 linesmen or anything like that every week, obviously, but sure, at least a referee. And we were informed that the club have had major issues. Obviously, getting referees out here now, purely because they were in a massive issue probably a couple of years ago where they refused to pay the referees. The referees weren't getting paid, so therefore they don't show up there anymore because that's just recognition now that fuck that, we may not get paid. So clubs out there, pay your referees, right? At the end of the, whether it's them personally or whatever, I have no idea how that side of things works, but sort your shit out. You know what I mean? It's, at the end of the day, the players sign a pay rego. Part of that rego is to cover the referees, so therefore it should be there in the friggin' lockbox, ready to go pretty well for every week. Sort your shit out. Clubs, pay your referees as much as well, because, you know, something as simple as that, I wouldn't be rocking up
we did something smart a few years back. We went to EFT, so basically the club pays the federation, and then the federation pays us.
Pays us, yeah.
Smart.
Because honestly, I've had times there as well where I've had dicey games, and basically the home club have lost last minute, and they're out for my blood, mate. So why am I about to walk into the club rooms and go, "Oh, please pay me now"?
There you go. Anyway, we're gonna finish up the podcast.
And saying that,
yep.
Let me say my bit about this ref stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Contrary to what Robbie said, I 150% agree with him, and that's why I'm allowed to sit there and criticise referees, because I've done my laws of the game and passed it.
Oh, boom. So have I, but friggin' at the end of the day...
And it's not a recent thing. I did it a few years back.
So you probably wouldn't know the laws of the game by now.
That night played for fucking 18 odd years.
I've been an official.
So you definitely wouldn't know the law of the game.
Yeah, it's all changed now. I've said the same thing. I've been an official referee myself, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and criticise anybody. I have, and I'm hot-headed. I fucking am when I'm playing the game.
He is. He's terrible. He's fucking terrible.
But I'm the first person straight to the referee. He's fucking pretty well if I can't get there first. Unless there's players obviously on my way to him, always the first person that I will go up to and
always
thanks
the
for the
first
game.
one to shake his hand.
Always. Benny will test that. He's seen it 2 weeks ago. Fucking straight up to me, and I gave him shit all game and that because he was having a stinker. But cheers for that, mate. Muchly appreciated, regardless of win or loss. Fucking at the end of the day, they can't see everything. Give them VAR. Anyway, we're gonna finish off the show. We do thank everyone for sticking around. I know it was an effort, and I'm sure a lot of people are sitting there going, I just want to hear what you've got to say, and friggin' it better be...
Just want to hear about TN. I just want to hear about the ownership.
Yeah, so, at the end of the day, friggin' Terrace Nova Castria will come on when they get back to us at the end of the day, so I'm sure they'll do that. They've got a meeting or something planned this week.
They're due to have a meeting this week.
So, at the end of the day, they just want to sort of make sure they're on top of everything. They've got everything compacted and ready to deliver to you guys to make sure that you guys get everything you need to know about the season coming and everything else that we've got. You guys and us have to hit to them in regards to the season that's gone. And let's all be honest, it was a dog shite breakfast. So, anyway, we're going to finish the podcast. We do thank everyone for hanging around, and chatting with us and being here. To all the regulars, thank you very much. To all the newcomers, as we said, feel free. Every week we're here usually. Be sure to subscribe and so forth so you guys get notified when we go live. Anyway, so the news Benny and I found out last week, again, is creditable. It's definitely not... It's not. I wouldn't say it's exciting news, because at the end of the day...
We found out when I was in Newcastle, and that's how long we've been holding it for.
A week. Literally a week. Monday to Monday.
Yep.
Found out on actually we didn't. We found it on
Anzac Day. Tuesday.
Found it on Anzac Day. So pretty much a week. At the end of the day, again, guys, I just want to testify. It's just basic info that we've found out, and it just gives us a bit of hope. We hope. So
comes with like a fuck off asterisk next to it, yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we don't want to hear freaking, we already knew that. If you did, fantastic. We didn't. I didn't. And I haven't heard anything anywhere. I haven't heard anything from the club. I haven't heard anything from...
Since the start of the year.
Fucking nobody, right? So if you've heard from it, fantastic. Great secret you guys have kept. Happy days, boys. So from what we've been told, there is a Melbourne consortium of Chinese owners. Yes, you heard that correctly. There is a consortium of Chinese-based owners in Melbourne. That's what you're hearing.
Chinese and the Jets don't sit with me well.
I get the frustration. So there is a consortium there that are well and truly looking to take over the club. Half the reason behind it not going ahead as of yet is a deal, and it's part of the contract with the consortium of clubs at the moment that are currently involved with the Jets, stating that they will not relinquish the club unless the ownership is signed on a minimum 5-year deal. So you can't just sign the contract and go, I'll waive you $7 million or whatever around, and just say, yep, that'll do me. They have to sign the contract to state that they are hanging around for a minimum of 5 years, which is a good thing, which is what we want at the club.
They're looking at long-term stability.
It's a smart move.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely smart. And
I agree.
And it's part of the reason of why it's probably taken so long, because at the end of the day, friggin', some multi-millionaire could friggin' come in and go, I've got $8 million, I'll buy the club. And then 12 months ago, this is fucking shit.
And that's the thing. Do you really want a situation where 12, 18, 24 months, you're back in the same situation that you're in now, and you've got 4 clubs going, oh, for fuck's sakes, do we have to do this again?
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee you, most of those clubs will turn around and go, mate, we've been running in the red for the last 3 years. We're now having the top up Newcastle Jets again. Nah, we'd just fold the club.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
It's not hard. You see our supporter groups every fucking week.
From a little bit of research I've done, Luke, they've got damn well deep pockets.
Yes, they do.
Deep pockets. Big money.
So from what we were able to ascertain as well, they were also, some of those local businessmen were also part of another consortium that were also previously looking into Melbourne Victory before Bonza.
Wasn't there also some deal going on with Perth Glory at the moment with a consortium?
Yes.
Yes, different one.
Completely different.
We've got, obviously, our consortium is more Dutch-based.
Yeah, you're Dutch, aren't you?
We have Dutch, but we also have some with
not that deep,
Chinese investments.
Yeah.
So those guys, the other bit of news I can give you guys after being there on F3 Derby Day is that in the box with Shane Matiski was an Asian gentleman. There was a gentleman in there with him, sitting next to him the whole game, which, fingers crossed, you do the sort of calculations, possibly part of that consortium up to sort of see, it makes sense. It's an F3 derby. This is obviously one of the biggest breadwinners for an owner, obviously getting fans into the ground and so forth.
Put also on top of that, the players playing like absolute dog shit for a reason.
Yeah, Matt, you've caught us out, mate.
All makes sense.
Absolutely, Matty, you've caught us out, mate. Martin Lee's coming back. Yep, it's exactly what's happening.
Again, how's he going to do it? How's he going to get the money out of China?
So, at the end of the day, guys...
$20 noodle box, Eastern Grandstand. Love it! Love it!
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking sweet and sour pork at a Jets game. Love it.
It's giving me wontons. All right. So at the end of the day, guys, it is a little bit of information. I know it's not much, but it's more than what we've been told. You know what I mean? We've been told nothing.
Yeah, from what we were told as well, they were in very advanced talks.
Yeah. From what I can tell, as I said, from the conversation that we've had, is this 5-year deal is the issue, right? This is the issue for most clubs because most of the owners, right? It's.
They don't want to be tied down. You're
tying them down, right? At the end of the day,
it's a massive commitment.
Massive.
Yeah, it's the right commitment. It's the right thing to do, and it's the right way to go. But for someone who's investing a lot of money into it, if they see an exit door sometimes and it's all going to shit and it's pear shaped, it's always quick to friggin' try and jump out that fucking window.
Okay, quick math here then.
Yeah.
Quick math here then, right? 5-year deal. Average A-League club loses $2 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's $10 million in 5 years. That's more than what they're going to pay for the fucking club.
Oh, I love them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in essence, at a minimum, $17 million down.
Yeah. Sorry, Robbie just made me hungry.
Who's willing to throw $17 million into the ring and blow it?
Exactly.
A billionaire, apparently, according to Tony.
yeah, a consortium of friggin' bloody millionaires to get to $1 billion. So yeah, look, at the end of the day, friggin' all we can hope for is it goes through in the off season, which is what they're hoping to be done. That's hoping to be done by then, and it's for everybody, right? The Jets need it, but let's be honest, friggin' the 4 clubs.
I'll hold you to that, Matt.
The 4 clubs that graciously kept us afloat deserve to friggin' be able to move on and concentrate on their own issues. You know, they shouldn't have to be sitting here dealing with our shit. Oh, something.
Matt, I've screenshotted that.
Thank you. Matty Taylor, when the Jets get owners, I will walk down Turton Road in my gold mankini.
Done. Sorted. No
we'll hold you to that.
We'll be live streaming it.
That's it. We'll be there with the cameras and videos rolling. So yeah, anyway, that's a little bit of information that we've found out. At the end of the day, fingers crossed that something comes from it. Something needs to happen. Nothing's going to happen with the Jets until we get owners. There's going to be no stability, no friggin' structure, no friggin' excitement.
Even Pappas is getting frustrated with it now.
And that's the thing, right?
How do you know? He doesn't speak to the media.
Yeah. Oh.
No, he does. He does post-game press conferences, and he didn't hold back in the one last week.
Ooh.
Yeah. He's pretty much stated.
He was still cautious about how he said it, but the tone was there.
Can we organise for next season the Papa's press conference drinking game?
Screenshot that one from Aiden. I want more than a 6-pack if he's getting 2 packs of friggin'... Mate, 6 packs of friggin' beers, fucking bloody $10. 2 packets of cigarettes.
2 packs of sneakers?
Mate, 2
Mate,
packs...
that's a house deposit.
Mate. Yeah, fuck off. It's my 6-pack of fucking beers.
That's a fucking house deposit, mate.
But screenshot that. Benny's on 2 cigars when they get an owner. Oh,
I'm disappointed I didn't get fuck all.
Yeah, I know everybody's getting fuck. You've already got your owners. You can fuck off.
Oh yeah, forget the finals.
Oh yeah, fuck finals football. What's that like?
I'm telling you, Aiden, those 2 packets of smokes will cost you more than the 6-pack of booze.
But anyway, yeah. Look, we thank everyone for hanging around and so forth. Yeah, we didn't want to sort of spill that little bit of. Again, it was minimal information. I'm sure people may have heard something along the lines of it, but at the end of the day, friggin', it's more than we've received in the last 12 months, and I'm sure there's been so many people, so many Jets fans in the background asking Shane if they see him and everything else and stuff like that, going, oh, have we got any news? What's going on? And I'm sure he's turned them all down with pretty much a basic answer of something that he's written up in his brain and shit like that to say to every time of, oh, look, yep, we're doing our best to make something happen, and, you know, you guys will, once we know, you guys will know. So, yeah, look, at the end of the day, there is talks with the Melbourne Consortium, and we'll leave it at that. Fingers crossed it happens, goes through, and we move on.
Thanks, Crip.
Cheers to you.
Hey,
Anyway.
Bilson! Hashtag not sponsored.
Hey, yeah, can we have a carton if when we get everyone's throwing in shit? Bilsons, can you give us a carton each when we get owners?
They're a Melbourne-based company.
Where's Gussie going? Gussie's all over the shop. There's massive talk of him going to Western Sydney. There's massive talk of him now with a big contract going to Western United. There was big talk of him going to Melbourne Victory.
There was Brisbane.
Surely that bloke is friggin' obviously hot property. It clearly states that he's hot property at the moment, and every club would be crazy not to be jumping at him if they need that style of player. So at the end of the day, it's pretty safe to say the only place that he won't be next year is at fucking Newcastle. So, shame to see him go, but unfortunately, with everything that's going on at the moment, we want him to be playing some decent football and not having all this sort of shit going on in the background. You know, if it was me, honestly, I'd be happy to see Goodwin go, because, you know, he needs to be at a club that's stable and 100% knows what's going on. Adelaide would be freaking great for him. Talk about youth.
Could you imagine us with two good ones?
Oh, mate. Oh, friggin' hell. You'd have to.
At least we wouldn't need to grab a new chant for him. We got one ready to go.
Yeah, exactly right. Anyway.
Well said.
Yeah, very good, very good. So yeah, big shout out to obviously Angus wherever he goes, mate. Good luck to him. He had a great season for us and a great career at the Jets. Other than that, talking about friggin' career endings and stuff like that, a couple that I know of, obviously, big shout out to Liam Reddy, which was announced weeks ago, but into retirement. We wish him well. He's done everything in the club.
He's dropped down to NPL now.
Yeah, good on him. You know, it's about time after.
He's dropped down to he signed with the NPL side. I saw it last week before.
Yeah, over 40. Why not? Big shout out to our mate Topper Stanley. We wish him well in retirement as well. Absolute legend. You're talking about these absolute greats of the A-League, not your friggin', not your Del Pieros and your international greats. You're talking about friggin'
your Aussie greats.
Your Aussie greats who have just stuck around and friggin' probably could have gone places in their youth and stuff like that, but hung around and friggin' done absolutely everything they could for the league at foremost. And especially those two players are very much a lot for the Players Association. Those two boys there were massive things in the background for players all around Australia in Australian football. So
they were both on the board of the PFA.
Yeah, so big shout out to those boys, and we wish them well in retirement. The other big one, obviously, you can't go past. You talk about internationals, you talk about legends, your Del Pieros, your Dwight Yorks, and everything else like that. Friggin' Poi Boy, he lit up the A-League.
Alessandro Diamatti.
There
you go, Mary.
The Italian maestro, mate. He friggin' lit up the A-League. And again, you can see it the other night. He still got it. And I think it was was it Zappers? I think it was. Absolute banging. You know, that friggin' the cup run. Obviously, you can sign that marquee or whatever. Avondale FC, we're looking at you. Superstars. Avondale FC absolutely killing it in the Victorian Premier League, absolutely demolishing blokes for fun. Could you imagine that side with Del Piero leading the front line, mate? Fuck me. Look out.
The big death.
Mate,
you would just forfeit for the 3-0 so you don't get destroyed.
Mate,
he would too.
I'm a betting man and friggin' mate, I'd be putting houses on that on cup sets for sure. Friggin'.
Not just cup sets, but you'd be like chucking him on for like 5 goals plus.
Oh, mate, fuck.
Obviously, gamble responsibly.
Yeah, absolutely. Friggin', just don't chop him anywhere near the 18-yard box. Fucking hell. So yeah, anyway, guys, we are going to wrap it there. We do thank everyone for jumping on.
I have some news.
Yes.
Heidelberg United have signed themselves a relatively new player.
Oh, did they? Who was that?
Yes. They have signed Kane Shepherd.
Oh, look out.
Really?
Look out. Kane Shepherd is back in the Victorian NPL, where it all began.
They need some fucking help.
Oh.
They do. They're fucking terrible at the moment.
Yeah, they must have been paying him a mozza.
They're fucked.
So yeah.
And Wade Decker is holding friggin' Oakley Cannons together.
Fuck yeah, big time. Although they got friggin' pumped by Avondale the other day.
Yeah, 4-2.
Yeah, so they're not doing too great. I think actually friggin' Preston Lions and so forth are currently playing at the moment on NPL TV. It just popped up on my phone. So the second half into that one. So anyway,
But they are.
we're going to leave it there. We thank everyone for jumping on, as we said. Again, if you haven't subscribed or liked the Facebook page or friggin' followed us on Twitter and friggin' Instagram and all that sort of jazz, be sure to do so. We've got plenty of exciting stuff coming up, surprisingly, in the off-season. There's plenty of football to talk about. We've got plenty of guests coming on that we're lining up. A couple of the A-League boys as well in the coming weeks. And again, we will get in touch with... Terrace Nova Castria will get in touch with us once they are ready, and obviously, with a bit more time up their sleeve to prepare and everything for it. Hopefully, we've plenty to talk about for the season ahead, and what us as fans can do to help them, help you, help us, help the players, help the club.
Help them.
At the end of the day, friggin' segued pretty well into that. Anyway.
And on that bombshell.
Exactly right. So, yeah, take it easy, guys. Good luck to the teams participating in the semi-finals this week. Wellington, Phoenix versus Adelaide Friday night. And then, other than that, I don't give a fuck who else is on because I don't really care because the Jets aren't there.
Sydney Derby's the other one, isn't it?
Sydney Derby. It's going to be a
That's going to be a cracker.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
You know what I'm just hoping for?
Sydney win.
I'm hoping for some real red card moments. Some real dirty red card moments where they both drop down to 9.
Yeah.
It would just be glorious.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Aiden, we will be doing a female podcast special getting closer to the World Cup. Obviously, Claire Coelho. What else have we got on there that we're looking at getting on as well? Tara Andrews. Our good friend of the show, freaking Raleigh, obviously, as well. She's more than happy to jump on.
I might even be able to grab one or two. We'll see.
So yeah, so at the end of the day, we'll probably do a couple. We'll probably do a couple of female in football type podcast sort of things leading into the World Cup. It's going to be plenty to talk about. And at the end of the day, us here at Crossbar Capers want to do our bit in regards to women's football and promoting it as much as we possibly can. For the women's game in Australia, obviously, but the women's game in general. Equal pay, equal rights, friggin' full contract, the works. We want to make sure that the girls are absolutely getting looked after the way they should be. Because at the end of the day, 99% of these girls have taken the exact same path as the men. Unfortunately, just having to do it full-time with full-time work commitments and family life and fucking everything else on top of it. So, those girls need to be looked after a lot better than what they have been, and unfortunately, it probably won't happen under friggin' Townsend, but we'll see what happens with that one. Other than that, enjoy your football wherever you're watching it. Friggin' local football, friggin' whether you're playing this weekend or your local NPL or, as I said, the semi-finals, European football, whatever it is. Be sure to get amongst it. Watch it where you can. Cheers again, Robbie.
Thanks, guys. Go the Reds.
Go the Reds, mate. Good luck, mate. Good luck. We will touch base on the game. We'll either see him in a friggin' straitjacket or friggin' with a bit of tape over his mouth next week, or
he won't be here because he's fucking gone missing.
He's gone MIA. He's gone rogue.
He's gone MIA again. Somebody check and see if he's got a pulse.
Absolutely.
I think all the jokes come out the other night.
That's it. If anyone's going along to the Newcastle Jets friggin' end of season celebrations,
have fun wasting your money, $50 an hour.
Happy days with that one. I don't know, who knows. I might be there on Wednesday, waiting on Lucas to find that one out, but we'll see what happens. Other than that, take it easy. Catch you guys later. Benno, as always, which I fucking totally forgot. Be sure to go check him out. Corner Flag Games. All his shit's over on his side of YouTube and Twitch and fucking all that jazz. So, yeah, take it easy, guys. We'll Catch you guys next time. And fucking, as always, for Robbie,
We hate Coast Scum.
we hate Coast Scum. Even more so for Robbie right about now. Anyway.
Oh, so bad.
Take it easy, guys. We'll speak to you soon. Take it easy. Catch you guys later.